Welcome back to the Restoring Balance podcast. I'm your host, Megan Garza, and I'm a holistic health coach who helps women address their digestive and hormonal troubles so that way they can lose the bloat, get clear skin, and have more energy. Check out my Instagram at Megan Garza Wellness for my latest content and my website, megangarzawellness.com, for all other services. Today I'm going to be discussing habits and routines and the importance of them. So when I talk about health, I'm not just talking about the food that we eat or the exercise that I get. And I know I've said this before, but it really is all the little things in between. So, for example, routines. And a lot of the times I'll hear people talking about routines, and that is for a very good reason. So routines get you into the mental state of this is what's going to get done rather than scrambling to get everything done. So when you have a routine, it really makes your plans get set into place. There's no question about what's to get done. It's just this is what has to get done, and this is how I'm going to do it because this is how I've been doing it for so long because of the routine that I set up. So it sets your day and night up for success. They're really important because routines help you propel yourself towards your goal that you want to accomplish. So if you want to start a business or if you want to reach your health goals or family goals, your routines are either going to make you or break you. So if you are constantly saying, well, tomorrow I'll do it, tomorrow just eventually ends up turning into never. So routines don't always have to be very big things. So maybe you're lowering your stress. So you're focusing on deep breathing throughout the day or getting sunshine. So it doesn't have to be some monumental thing that you are doing, but just little things that you're implementing to become more autonomous as time goes by. Routines are never going to be 100% autonomous. Habits are more going to, that's going to fall more along the lines of autonomous. And by autonomous, I mean, so for example, a bad habit someone might have, like an alcoholic, this is very autonomous for them. They are just going to get in the car, go to the bar and drink without even thinking about it. Whereas a routine is going to take a lot more effort than just that because the habit is something that is ingrained into your mind. And another example of a habit becoming autonomous. So say that you've worked at a job for a very long time and you always turn right at this one street. Well, now you get a new job and on your first day of work, you turn right at that street because you're not even thinking about it instead of turning left. So just little things like that are what I'm talking about. So routines really do take time and conscious effort to establish. And setting routines is not always going to be a clear path, unfortunately. So what might have worked for you in the past might not be best for you right now. So for an example, say that you had a baby and before you had the baby, you were doing different things when you were pregnant and you found yourself having more free time because baby wasn't out. Now all of a sudden you have a child and you find that you are nursing more, nursing and doing all these different things, and your morning routine and your whole daytime routine, everything is completely thrown off. So it's really easy to get thrown off with routines when things change. I'll get to that more later on. But it really is easy to say, let me just start this workout regimen or this new routine, but then fall off the wagon pretty easily. And a couple ways to prevent that from happening is to identify a deeper reason for these goals. So why is it that you want to start this routine? Why is it that you want to get up earlier to watch the sunrise? What's the deeper reason beneath that? Maybe you want to spend more time with your loved ones in the morning before work, or maybe it's to help you get better sleep. Whatever it is, identify it and really have that ingrained in your mind, because without the purpose and the reason of why you're doing this, it's going to be very hard for you to stick with it. Setting small goals first is another really great way to ease into routines. So if you just stack all these things on top of each other, like you have a list of, I want to stretch in the morning and then go for a run and then do this and that and blah, 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 it's extremely overwhelming and it's not really practical when you're starting out. So making sure that you're Routines are small at first, and then add whatever in feels good. Setting up a plan is also another really crucial part of it. So what you want to do and how you want to do it and in the exact order. So maybe you're someone who really likes to wing it and you kind of just go with it and you loosely scribble up a plan of what you want your routine to be and why. Or maybe you're someone who is very meticulous and you want to get everything done at exactly this time. You want to wash your face at this time, go to the bathroom at that time, go for a run after, and then stretch. And, it just depends on your style and if you like to meticulously plan or just kind of loosely wing it. So just being mindful of how you like to set up plans. And then being consistent. So as I said, habits are largely autonomous while routines are not. And consistency really is key when you're setting up a routine. And I mean any routine. So whether it's a morning routine or a nighttime routine, staying consistent with your time is critical. So if you want to go to bed earlier and you keep noticing that you're getting in the shower way too late, be mindful of that and hold yourself accountable, because consistency is really important when it comes to setting up routines. Have fun with it also. Don't make this whole routine making boring and tedious, because you are so much more likely to stop if you cannot find the fun in it. And then also evaluate how all of this is working out for you. So as you continue to go through these routines and make them and just figuring out what is working for you. And as time goes by, you can add or subtract certain things from your routine and just make sure that it's suiting your needs properly. So if your routine is stressing you out, it's probably not working. And I would really recommend looking at it and saying, okay, well, maybe I need to reevaluate. Maybe I need to do something a little bit different. And just seeing what changes that you could make to it to make it more satisfying. So let's say that you want to go to the gym, but as you continue to go to the gym and time goes by, you might realize, oh my God, I really hate the gym. And it starts to feel like this draining task. You don't want to go after work. It feels like you're fighting tooth and nail. And maybe working out at home is going to be better for you. Maybe you want to just go for a leisurely walk around the neighborhood or a bike ride with your family or invest in a home gym system. I mean, there's so many different things that could change depending on your circumstances and desires. And the most important thing that I see with setting up routines is the discipline. So without discipline, nothing is going to get accomplished. And forget motivation. Discipline is where things actually change, because some days you just might not feel like following that routine that you've created, but that's where discipline kicks in and really helps you prevail. Because if you want change and to create your dream life and desired health, discipline is going to be the number one thing, because motivation isn't always there. And discipline is something that I definitely see is lacking a lot with many people. And I think that's really sad, because we do need to be disciplined in all that we do, because that's what is really going to get us ahead. So maybe this looks like discipline to prep your food or to go to bed at a reasonable time, or maybe even financial discipline to not drain your bank account on that cute little thing that you saw on Amazon, but you know that you don't need. And just discipline to treat your body with respect and honor and what's the most important for you. So routines will keep your body in check and make your life a lot less stressful. But at the end of the day, it's the discipline that is going to keep you on track. And I know that this is really hard, because society and media don't really put much emphasis on discipline. They make it very normal to be lazy and to not want to do anything. I mean, look at America's unemployment problem right now. And it's not because that there's a shortage of jobs. It's just because there's a shortage of people not wanting the jobs. And I totally get it. You know, the unemployment pay is much higher than what you would get paid to go into work. But in the long term, that's totally going to collapse the economy. And America as a whole, if we all had the discipline to just say, okay, well, this is not what's going to work out for the future and the long term of America, it would work out a lot better. But, you know, this government incentive is really killing us and it needs to stop. So this really does go back to discipline. Like, yeah, it sucks that you're getting paid less, but if you want a higher paying job, bagging groceries or flipping burgers is not gonna cut it. You know, you gotta work for it like our parents did and our parents before and their parents and, you know, move up the corporate ladder or start your own business and go out there and just work hard and work smart, be disciplined. But, you know, just sitting around the house all day and doing nothing to better yourself or the world around you, I don't see how people can be satisfied with that. People are not fulfilled. People are living very meaningless, empty lives. And it's why I feel like so many people are just very depressed nowadays, because there's no satisfaction that people are getting from this kind of stuff. You know, you can't just be sitting at home, not contributing to anything and expect to feel fulfilled with what you're doing. But it's really encouraged not to have any routines, and instead they want us to just be sporadic and engage in casual sex and watch TV and porn all day and don't create any kind of meaning in your life, and just going out and getting fast food or pseudo food all the time and not taking care of your body or your temple. And, you know, they don't want you to do anything that's worth a damn. And if we keep going down this path, it's only going to lead to more depression. And that's why discipline and routines are critical for a happy and functioning society and community. So if everyone is setting themselves up for a good day and a good night's sleep, rather than just rushing out the door to get to work and get home and slam down a beer in front of the TV until they pass out, we'd all be in a much better place. But most people, we're not taught this. We're not taught this stuff during childhood, talking about how we need to respect ourselves and be disciplined in everything that we do. And setting routines really does tend to make individuals feel happier. It gives you more structure, it gives you more stability, and it's really changed my life for the better. It's helped me accomplish a lot more things very quickly that I did not think that I would be able to. And that is largely attributed to the discipline for being able to stick to these routines. So it gets me set on the right path for what I need to get done for the day. And I know that you might be saying, okay, yeah, that's great and all, but what is my ideal routine? What do I do? And yeah, I totally understand that question. I know that it's hard to figure out what works for you because there are so many different things that you can do in the morning, and it all depends on like if you're a morning person or if you get more energy midday or in the evening. But just to give you a little bit of an example, my morning routine right now is I wake up, I will take my temperature, I'll lay in bed for a few minutes and stretch and kind of just roll around. Then I'll go to the bathroom and get ready, eat a snack, and then I'll let my dog out and I'll play with her for a while looking at the horizon, so that way the sun can enter my eyes and it can help with my circadian rhythm. And then I'll feed the dog, and then I will make my full breakfast for the day. And this has changed in the past 6 months because I moved out of my apartment. We got a dog, and things have just been really, really different. And they're going to change in a couple of months from now because things are going to be changing for me again with living situations. So it's really dependent on your situation. And like right now, my nighttime routine is dimming the lights according to the sunset. So as the sun continues to go down, the lights get darker and darker. I turn off my devices as bedtime approaches. I'll have a really nice conversation with my family. I'll get showered up. I will do my skincare, floss, brush my teeth, and any other relaxing activities if I still have time, like I'll stretch or read a book. And then bedtime, lights out. So yeah, things are just, you have to be looking at your current circumstances in your situation of what you're currently doing and go off of that, because your habits and routines might be completely different than what they were a week ago or a month ago or a year ago. It's like the seasons of the earth. Things are always going to change according to what's going on in life. So just do your best and just explore and play around with it and see what feels best for you. And if you're experiencing a lot of stress in your life or change, it's okay to not be 100% with your routines. Just do your best to stay on track and give yourself grace when you can't complete your routines. And when you're setting up your morning and nighttime routines, it can be really helpful to ask yourself some questions like, what makes you feel energized? What would you love to do every single morning? What would finally help you be able to set up your routines and stick with them? What's the biggest struggle when it comes to implementing and sticking with routines? What is causing you the most stress throughout your day? What possibilities could open up for you if you could stick to these routines? So just asking yourself some of these questions and really seeing what your priorities are and what would be beneficial to you. So maybe you want to work out in the morning and you feel like that would give you more energy because of that dopamine release. So really giving yourself time to think about these things rather than to just jump into it based on what you see some influencer on the internet doing, really making sure that this is what you want at the end of the day. And I've been asked aren't routines really restricting to you? But that's really not the case. It's actually the complete opposite. Routines are what is going to set you free. So if you are setting routines up for yourself, that is going to allow you to reach your goals much quicker than if you do not have a set routine, because this is what is going to set you up for the day and throughout the day and for the nighttime. So making sure that you are doing things quite consistently and things that you feel are very beneficial for your success. Well, that's all that I have for today. And if you have any questions or comments, my Instagram is Megan Garza Wellness. I also have a really awesome freebie in my link tree on how to fix your hormones and digestion. So make sure that you download that. And if you like the podcast, let me know. Topic suggestions are always welcome. So feel free to send me a DM on my Instagram. Thanks so much for tuning into my podcast, Restoring Balance. Be sure to check back next week for the next topic.